What about this? What about that? Peace, folk, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T. YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. Well, today I'm coming at you with a what about? And we ask the question today, what about being where you are not wanted? Now, I know I often bring y'all these criminal cases. I've been bringing y'all a lot of them lately. But today we decided on folks being where they are not wanted. And you have to question the sanity of these people, because a lot of times, let's be honest here, these people are getting kicked out of the same place multiple times after being arrested for being in said place multiple times. I think something's going on with some of these people mentally. But even if that is the case, no one cares unless what they do rises to the level of criminality, like I always say. But we're going to go ahead, man, and check some of these stories out. So, without further delay, let's get at it. And as always, fair use, Negroes. Fair use. Well, all right. As stated, we are talking about being where you are not wanted. And coming to the stage is our first contestant. Let's listen in to see what's going on. And as always, fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Bostic. Your case is 23 CR 00041G. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass and damage to property with the offense date of July the 25th of 2022. Do you understand?
Damn, that was like 6-7 months ago. They just now locking him up. And of course, we have another criminal trespass. By now, you good folk know, criminal trespass is basically being somewhere where you've been told not to be. But we continue.
Understand, right?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Roberts.
I'm showing 4 cycles with 1 conviction for simple battery from 2014. On his GCIC, his last arrest is shown as the 1st of this month for possession of marijuana less than an ounce. I'm not sure if that was the same with this case.
Wait a damn minute. The 1st of this month? That was 3 days ago. He just got arrested 3 days ago. And he's back. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
That may be.
All right, Ms. Sari.
Yes, Your Honor. As pre-trial has stated, he did get arrested on the 1st of this month, and that does not appear to be related to this incident. So that's a prior arrest. The current incident is the incident happened at 1225 Fairburn Road in Atlanta. Officers responded to this incident location and spoke with the victim, whose name is Charlotte Childs. She stated that the defendant is her nephew, and he asked her to watch his disabled father while he went out to make money. And when she refused, the defendant retrieved a metal pole and struck the back of her vehicle multiple times. And
wait a minute. Let's get this straight. He left his disabled father at his aunt's house, asked her to watch him, babysit him. And when she said no, he grabbed an iron pipe and started beating her car because she said no. Interesting. but we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
That caused damage. So we are concerned with his risk of reoffending and that he would intimidate this victim as she is his aunt. The state's recommendation is a $2,000 surety bond, no contact with the victim, a stay away, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna sound for Miss Childs. Is Miss
Yeah,
Childs
she's
present?
on. She's on.
All right, Miss
Uh-oh, Auntie's here. Let's see what she has to say.
Childs, if you wish to make a statement, we need you to turn on your camera and unmute your screen.
I don't know how to turn on my camera. But
Oh, God. Well, she's probably old because this brother looks to be from here. He looks to be about maybe mid-40s possibly. So she's his aunt. So she's probably in her 60s or something like that. So we got to cut Auntie some slack on this one, not being able to operate the phone. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I
We
think
have to
my,
be able to identify you, and I have to swear you in.
oh God, I don't know how to do it on this phone.
There should be a little camera button down
Oh,
in the left
no.
corner.
Only thing I see is leave.
Okay, well, we don't want you to do that.
But we continue.
There should be a little icon in the bottom
ma'am.
left
Only
corner.
thing I see on here is save to driver mode, then leave. Tap to speak, and I have a Galaxy 11 is speaking, so I don't have an up-to-date phone.
Okay, well, we have, in order.
And I want y'all to peep because you got to focus on the brother in the top left-hand corner, sitting there in the defendant's chair. Peep him sitting up there with his legs shaking.
In order for you to make a statement, unfortunately, Miss Childs, we
Let me
have to be
see.
able to see you.
Let me see if I can swing over and see if I see. Okay, here I
There
am.
you are.
Uh-oh, Auntie got it.
All right, Miss Childs, please raise.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Miss Childs, what I'm most concerned with today is whether you wish to have contact with Mr. Bostic.
In other words, don't get up here and start talking about a whole bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with the case, which is what Negroes are known to do. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Only in the death of his father, his disabled father, who he tried to abandon on my doorstep and then threatened my life, threatened to attack me, and then attacked my car.
Okay. So you don't want regular contact with him, is what you're
No.
telling me? Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to let me know?
Stay away from Auntie's house, Negro. But we continue.
I like to let you know that he needs some counseling on his actions. It stemmed from a long time of a history of where he gets angry, he acts out, and I need him to understand that some of his actions causes repercussions.
All right. Thank you, Miss Giles, for coming to court and making that statement. I really appreciate it. All right. Mr. Bartels, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I have spoken with Mr. Bostic. He has ties to the Metro Atlanta area, Judge. He has extended family in this area. He's also employed. I'm told that he works 2 jobs. He works a full-time job at Global Alliance, which is a tire company. And he also does handyman and repair work on the side. And he does dispute certain of the allegations, but he does understand that this is not an evidentiary hearing. It's not a trial. there will be time for that. He does have a 5-year-old son, I'm advised, that lives with him, that he cares for. And this allegedly happened, the date on the warrant, I think, is July 25th of last year. And I know it came up that he had an arrest on January 1st of this year. And then there's this arrest, but this arrest relates to something that happened, it was almost 6 months ago. So, we don't want anybody getting the impression that he was arrested and then just got another arrest subsequent to that. This is from last year. So given all of that, we would ask the court to consider a signature bond. I don't see that there would be any problem with a no further contact order.
Look at him. He got his hands grasped together like, come on, please. But we continue.
If the court's not inclined to grant a signature bond, we would ask for a $1,000 good bond.
And the state would also ask for a 1-day anger awareness due to the victim's statements made before the court today. Nothing further.
All right. Defendant's going to receive a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial per judge.
Well, at least he gets the sign on the line and walk out the door. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
He's to take the 1-day anger awareness course. He's to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim in this case, last name Childs, and stay away from the address on Fairburn Road. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Is there anything further?
Further, Judge. Thank you.
Nothing further from the state.
And also, stay your ass away from Auntie House, Negro. But we continue.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Position 10, Mr. Leapart.
All right.
All right, Mr.
Coming to the
Leapart,
stage
your case
is someone who doesn't want to use the chair. That already lets you know this is a live one. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
23 CR 00054. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence, criminal
Can
trespass.
I take myself off of camera now, Judge? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. You're free to go. Thank you so much for coming to court, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, get your ass out of here, Auntie. But we continue.
Take care. All right, Mrs. Leapart, you're charged with battery, family violence, criminal trespass, and cruelty to children with the offense date of August the 18th of 2022. You understand, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can I have the history, please, Ms. Roberts?
I'm showing 4 cycles. Appears to be on probation for theft by taking from February 10th of 2022, 21 SC 177902. 12 months probation. And nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Salat, please proceed.
These dudes, man, are always on probation and doing all this other kind of crap. I mean, you're already on probation. You shouldn't be trying to do anything. If your spidey senses tingle about a crime, you should be heading the other direction. I just don't understand it, man. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Yes, Your Honor. On August 19th, 2022, around 8 a.m., Officer Morgan was dispatched to 3041 Landrum Drive, apartment H, on a fight call. The victim, Deonshay McDaniel.
Deonshay? What the hell is that? Deonshay.
That's spelled D-I-O-N-S-H-A-E.
Dionshae was their name, but we continue.
McDaniel. She stated, she told the defendant that their relationship had become too toxic and that she just wanted to co-parent with him. At that time, the defendant became enraged and he began throwing things around the apartment. Officer Morgan observed a broken lamp on the right side of her bed. And Ms. McDaniel also stated that the defendant placed his hands around her neck and choked her while she was holding their newborn son, initials AL Jr. And she stated that this was all due to her request to end the relationship. Officers also observed bruises on the victim's neck from the choking. Our office did try to send this case up to Superior Court. I'm sorry. Actually, we did not send it up to Superior Court because we have spoken with.
Have you good folk noticed that this particular Solicitor General often has a hard time getting it out? She kind of stumbles over her words. She doubles back, from time to time. She's probably not one of the best Solicitor Generals that they have. I question her reading skills. I question her skills to practice law, to be honest, because this is a common occurrence with this particular Solicitor General. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
The victim, and now she is giving some conflicting statements at this time. But in December of 2022, the victim did file for a TPO. That case number is 2022 CV 373647. So there is a standing TPO order that was handed down by Judge Manning from Supreme Court, where he's not to have any contact with her.
Okay, here we go. The girl already had a TPO. That means a temporary protection order. So he was there even though he was under an order of protection. Now I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna say X, she might have called him over so they could screw, you know how it go. I get that. But you are aware of this TPO. You obviously got charged in lieu of this TPO. So you were well aware of this protection order and you still were there. You still were there. So it is on you to say, hey, look, woman, I ain't coming over there. You got a damn protection order on me. I'm not freaking coming there. It is on you, brothers. It's on you. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
So at this time, the state is going to be requesting a $10,000 surety bond in total.
$10,000? That's pretty high for this particular court. Usually in this court, the bonds the highest I think I've ever seen here was maybe $7,000. They're asking for a $10,000 bond. That's up there. That is up there, and I'm pretty sure Judge Williams is not going to grant that much, even if she grants it close to that. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
$8,000 for the battery, family violence, and $1,000 on each additional charge. No contact with the victim and a stay away from the incident location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. The state is really concerned about the facts of this case, with the defendant choking the victim and leaving visible bruises.
Now remember, I brought y'all a story the other day where it was these two women, right? Y'all remember, all right? In fact, let's go to that story for a second.
The state's, I'm sorry, as far as the facts go, Your Honor, on December 31st, 2022, Officer Thomas witnessed the defendant place her hand around the neck of her spouse, Ms. Sharon Fuller.
Ms. Fuller, I'm going to allow you to sign yourself out, but if you don't return for your next court date, they're going to put a warrant out for you. You understand?
I'll be here, sir.
Now you saw what happened there, right? That woman choked her wife in front of the police, and she still got out on a signature bond, even though she had a lengthy criminal record. But let's see what happens here. We continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
And due to them having a child together, and what we know about family violence, there is a risk of this occurring again. And also her recently getting that TPO in December, there are additional things going on that we may not know about. Nothing further from the state at this time.
All right, I see Ms. McDaniel on the Zoom conference. Ms. McDaniel, if you wish to make a statement, I need you to turn your camera on. You're not required to make a statement, however. All right, please raise your right hand if you'd like to make a statement. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today to be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you put your hand down. What would you like to tell the court at this time?
On the day of August 18th, we was arguing in the house and
Arguing? Y'all were arguing? But we continue.
As he was getting his belongings, we were just arguing, but from the bruises we was both hitting each other. I admit that we was hitting each other, and my neighbors heard the commotion, so they called my leasing office, of course, and my leasing office called the police. But him being incarcerated, that's not going to help him or my son. My son need his dad, and I need him myself. So I don't know how this is going to help. My child father, he do have a mood disorder, and he's supposed to be taking.
Hold on. Cue the violins.
And pills for that. So that plays a part in some of this. So we have spoken. I recently got the TPO because I was told he came to my home, but it wasn't him. He was just currently in a relationship with another female, but she was just doing crazy stuff, and she was making up lies. So that was the reason why I took out the what is it called, the restraining order.
Wait a minute. She just said she took out the restraining order because he went to another female's house and the female was making up lies. So how does that correlate to you taking out the restraining order? If he was at someone else's house and she says that the girl was making up lies, that's why she took out the restraining order. Did I miss something here, folks? Did I miss something here? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
For a restraining order. But he needs to be around his son. Like right now, earlier, me and my son were just stuck outside because I need my child father. We need help. I don't have any family. This is all we got. So him being incarcerated, it's not going to help him.
So if that's the case, why did you take out the protection order? I mean, this is starting to make less and less sense, folk. Am I the only one who thinks that? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Because he need therapy, and we have talked about that he need therapy. I don't know if y'all can get him some resources to find a therapist, but he need a therapist. And he have to start taking his pills. But my son need his father. My son is only 6 months.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ford?
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, Your Honor, I'd like to just make an objection to the use of the word that the defendant was enraged. That's nowhere in the report, and that characterization, I think, is somewhat damaging. So at this point, I just want to file a lodge that objection to the use of the solicitor's use of the word enraged.
That's right, brother. Don't let her use the word enraged. But we continue.
Your Honor, my client is 20 years old. He has his GED. He's somewhat self-employed. He does handyman work, as has been mentioned. He tries to do his best to help support the fact that he has a 6-month-old child. He's been in Georgia pretty much all his life, but a little bit over 13 years. Your Honor, I have a stable address for him. He does have a family in the area, so he does have community support. I think that, Your Honor, a signature bond would be appropriate in this case.
He's not getting that. Absolutely not. I mean, he done violated an order of protection. He's definitely not signing on the line and walking out. That's not going to happen. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Due to the fact that my client does not have any kind of previous real violent history. So at this point, Your Honor, I think a signature bond would be appropriate.
And he's definitely not going to get it because he's on probation. That's going to hurt too. But we continue.
At this time.
Is he alleged to still live with the alleged victim?
Your Honor, I looked at the address of the incident location, and it was different than the address that was given to me. So that I cannot answer.
All right. Ms. Lynn, anything further, since I did allow the victim to testify extensively?
Your Honor,
no, I'll just. I'm sorry. I thought you said Miss Millette.
I did say Miss Millette. Then we'll go back to you, Mr. Ford. Miss Millette.
That's okay, but
I just wanted to respond to defense's objection.
Let's not respond to that, please. Let's not.
Oh, now she want a whole trial at a damn bond hearing. That's something else she tries to do. You know, as she bumbles over her damn words and can barely get it out. If she looks up and it appears that the defense attorney is whipping her black ass, the first thing she tries to do is try to rebut and hold trial. And guess what? Shout out to the judge for not letting her black ass do it. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I just want to say I emailed him the report where it says that, and so I just wanted to be clear that I didn't just make that up just for my own.
Okay, so let's move past that. Anything as it pertains to the. Okay, we're gonna move past that.
Yes, the judge is like, no, girl, shut your ass up. Shut your ass up. But we continue.
Anything as it pertains to Ms. McDaniel's statement, since it was extensive?
No, Your Honor. I don't. No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ford, anything further?
Well, Your Honor, I just think that due to the fact that they do have somewhat of a newborn, he is helping to financially support. We've had a statement from the alleged victim that she's not really fearful of my client. I think at this point, Your Honor, we're still asking for the signature bond and to have no further violent contact.
Okay. Defendant will receive an $8,000 surety bond.
Uh-oh. $8,000. Almost. She almost went to that 10. And peep the Solicitor General. Peep her. Peep her. She's in a mood, boy. Because the judge shut her ass up. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
It'll be $6,000 on the battery family violence and $1,000 on each of the remaining charges. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim. He can arrange transport of the child through a third party, and he is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything further?
No. Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Leapart. Who do we have next?
Can I say something?
No, you cannot. The case is over. Shut your ass up. And I do mean shut your ass up, girl. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
I've heard from you, Ms. McDaniel. That's going to conclude the case. His case is going to be reset to January the 17th. Thereby bond and the contact with you can be revisited at that time. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Who do we have next?
Position 7, Mr. Ellis.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Ellis. Your case is 23 CR 00053B. You're charged with criminal trespass and obstruction with the offense date of January the 3rd. You understand, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
We have another criminal trespass. Someone being somewhere where they were told not to be. I don't understand that, right? Like I always tell y'all, right? To be criminally trespassed, you have to be somewhere, be told to leave, and usually the police are involved. They escort you off of said property. But if you return after that, now it becomes criminal trespass. So if you were somewhere and you were told to leave and escorted by the police, why are you back? Why are you back there? You're not wanted there. You were told to leave. The police were called. They escorted your black ass out. Why are you back? Unless you have UMI, undiagnosed mental illness, which a lot of these people probably do. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Ms. Roberts?
He has 4 cycles. The other 3 cycles all appear to be open. The first is out of Fulton County, 22 CP.
Wait a minute. He's got 4 other arrests and all the cases are open. He's got 4 other open cases. All right? But here he sits. I think some people, man, just like getting arrested. Maybe they like the food that's inside the jail. Maybe they don't have a real place to live. I mean, because usually, right, when it comes to this criminal trespass stuff, it's usually homeless folks most of the time, to be honest, right? They, they in the train station, they in Starbucks, they in a gas station bathroom, trying to get warm or whatever the case may be. So I think a lot of times what happens is these people, they don't really care, even though they've been told to leave and escorted up out of there. They go back to the place any damn way because, hey, they're trying to get out the rain. They need to get warm. They need to take a dump. Something. So they come back and they take the chance and they say, what the hell, I go to jail, 3 hots and a cot. It's all good. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
212260. That's for selling marijuana, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, armed robbery, aggravated assault, interference with government property, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, carrying weapons within school safety zones. The other 2 cases appear to be open out of Henry County from February of 2022. That is for 2 counts of battery, 2 counts of simple battery against a public school system employee, and 1 count of battery on a teacher, and nothing taken.
Wait a minute. All his charges have to do pretty much with school, so he just be at the school whooping teachers' ass and carrying guns and going on. He at the school causing chaos and mayhem. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Hollins?
Yes, Judge. This is a criminal trespass and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer charge stemming from an incident that occurred, on January 3rd, 2023 at 175 Piedmont Avenue, which is the dormitories owned by Georgia State University. The officer found the defendant on the property after himself previously giving him a criminal trespass warning. After being given lawful orders to stop, the defendant proceeded to run away from the officer, and he was finally detained and arrested. Your Honor, the incident or the open case from October of 2022 concerns the state for 2 particular reasons. Not only is the defendant a danger to to the community just because he was found in the same exact area of Georgia State where the October case was. But in that case, he robbed, him and another individual robbed a Georgia State University student in their dorm room in a closet with a handgun with an extended magazine. That entire incident was caught on camera.
This dude is a degenerate. But we continue.
In the exterior portions of the apartment. And it was the exact same location as this particular incident where the defendant was found. The defendant had, there were multiple witnesses and victims in that last case that is, again, still open. And the defendant has had no regard for the safety of others, just in general. And so for those reasons, we do recommend well, he does have a current $1,000 surety bond on each charge. We're asking for a $1,000 cash bond on the criminal trespass and a $500 surety on the willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, a stay away from the incident location at 175 Piedmont Avenue, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Why are you study going back to this school? You're over there robbing folks. They done escorted your black ass off of there. And he's right back in the same exact area where all of this has already happened. Why you being somewhere where you know you're not wanted, Negro? Why? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right, thank you. Mr. Bartels?
Yes, Your Honor, that's my case. Thank you. I have spoken with Mr. Ellis about this case. He's advised me that, well, first of all, he is employed. He works at the Kentucky Fried Chicken in College Park. I'm also advised that he is going to school. He's studying HVAC repair at Atlanta Metropolitan College. He does have family in the area, so he has ties to the community. I'm advised that he has...
So if he got all of that going on, what is he doing back and forth at the college, getting ran up off of there and robbing folk? Really, man? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
His sister and his mother, as well as two of his aunts, live in the area. And I am advised that the reason that he went to this location was his girlfriend resides there. And in order to get the job that he has right now, he had to get some paperwork from her as well as his vaccination card. So,
but wait a minute. He's already been criminally trespassed from the premises, though, Attorney Bartels. So even if that's the case, let's say we believe what's being said here. Didn't he think that it probably wouldn't be a good idea to go back to a place where he's already been arrested for, I guess, robbing somebody? A place where he's already been criminal trespassed? You're going to show back up at this place to get paperwork? I mean, wouldn't it have been easier to have someone bring it to you due to the fact that you've already been criminally trespassed from the place? But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
He would certainly dispute that he is there for any kind of predatory purpose, as the state was trying to suggest. So based on all of that, we would ask for a $500 good bond on each charge for $1,000 total.
All right. At this time, defendant will receive a $2,500 good bond, $2,000 on the criminal trespass, and $500 on the obstruction. He's to stay away from the address on Piedmont Avenue, and he's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. Is there anything further?
Nothing from defense. Thank you.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. Ellis.
Yeah, good luck to you. And stay your ass away from that school. What's wrong with you, man? They study running your black ass off of there, and you steadily coming back. And gonna come up with some damn excuse that you went there to get some paperwork. Negro, stop lying. If you done been criminally trespassed from a place, why are you back? What do you expect to happen when you go back? You expect to be allowed back in there. The police done already ran your black ass off of there. You done already been locked up and told not to come back there. So what do? You go away and next week you like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to the same exact place that I got arrested for criminally trespassing on. I just don't get it, man. I don't get these criminal trespasses, man, because like I said, to be criminally trespassed, you have to already be trespassed off the premises, meaning that your ass didn't get locked up the first time, but you came back. So now it's criminal trespass. And this time, they lock your ass up and throw your ass in the hoots gal and put a bond on you for about $3,000. Some of these Negroes, man, are just stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, at some point, man, you gotta realize, man, it's time to move on. You cut your losses. You move on. Especially if your ass ain't already got arrested. Consider yourself lucky. They tell you to stay your ass away from there. That's what you do. What draws these people back to a place where they done been arrested multiple times? What you coming back for? What's wrong with you? Stay your ass away from there. Come on, man. This stuff here, man, is just, it's absurd because these are adults, all right? But isn't that a thing with a lot of Negroes, though? When they're not trying to be somewhere that they claim they don't want to be, they always trying to be somewhere where they're not wanted. Isn't that something? But before we get out of here, I'm going to hit y'all in the head with T.P.O.T's bonus clip. Yeah, it's time for a bonus clip because y'all know I always got one for y'all. This one here is mostly for laughs, good folk. I don't even believe this is a criminal trespass. I just thought I would throw this one in here just for the hell of it. I'm not going to say anything except fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
In this case, for fair evasion, obstruction, and simple battery with the offense date of January the 3rd. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Roberts.
8 cycles, and I only saw one conviction for reckless driving from 2016.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dowry.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place at MARTA, located at 1055 DeKalb Avenue in Atlanta. The defendant was observed entering the MARTA station without paying the required fee. When he was being arrested, he resisted and he actually started to make flirtatious comments towards the officer.
He's flirting with the police. You know this always gonna turn out bad when you do that, but we continue.
He then looked over his shoulder and moved his lips towards her mouth and tried to kiss the officer against her will.
Now, notice how she says, the Solicitor General says, against her will. Obviously it's against her will. That's why he's freaking in jail. But I don't know what the hell is wrong with this Negro trying to kiss the police while they trying to lock his black ass up. You're already getting locked up. As you're getting locked up, you're going to turn around and try to kiss the police on the lips. Oh, God, Negroes, boy. And people say that us brothers on the internet, we make black people look bad. No, man. People like this make black people look bad. They say brothers like us throw black people under the bus. No. People like this, they make sure black people remain under the bus. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
The victim, who is the officer, she moved her head, thank God, quickly, and the defendant.
Aha! You see the judge smirk. The judge. Look at the look on the judge's face. The judge is like, this Negro here. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Ended up kissing her on the top of her hat. Those cycles that he has in his history also include a 2021 battery, family violence, and criminal trespass arrest. Though that case is currently open in DeKalb.
Oh, he does have a criminal trespass. He fits right in with the prior 3 cases. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
He also has a 2021 criminal trespass, terroristic,
and another criminal trespass. He's a habitual criminal trespasser. But we continue.
Threat and obstruction arrest out of DeKalb that's still currently open. So he does present a risk of reoffending. The state's recommendation is a $3,500 surety bond. That's $2,000 on the simple battery, $1,000 on the obstruction, and $500 on the fair evasion. No further violent contact with the victim, to comply with MARTA suspensions, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
All right, thank you, Mr.
And stop trying to kiss the police when they trying to arrest you. You left that part out. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
Bartels?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I have spoken with Mr. Shivers. He does deny certain of the allegations, particularly the allegation.
We lost you for a minute, Mr. Bartels. Particularly
Yes.
the allegation.
He does deny the allegation that he attempted to kiss the officer in question or have any contact with her. He does have family in this area. His parents, siblings, and cousins, aunts and uncles all live in the metro Atlanta area. He was born here and has lived here all of his life. So he does have ties to the community. And given all that, we would ask for a $500 bond on each charge for a $1,500 total.
Now, what do y'all think the judge is going to do? Now, when I look at this stuff, right, because I believe by the time the Solicitor General is done talking, the judge has pretty much already made up her mind. Of course, the defense attorney, the public defender, has to get up there and, give you the general defense. He works here. He's been living in the city this amount of years. He does X, Y, and Z. His mom is here. His sister's here. His dog is here. His cat is here. His gerbil is here. Of course, they got to give that general statement. But I'm a true believer that most of the time, the judge has pretty much made up their mind by the time the Solicitor General is done talking. I think when the public defender speaks, it is merely a formality at that point, because basically the judge is pretty much just weighing the charges, weighing your past, your criminal history, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's pretty much a done deal by the time the Solicitor General is done talking, to be honest, but I could be wrong. But we continue. Fair use, Negroes. Fair use.
All right, defendant's going to receive a $3,500 split bond. It'll be a $500 signature bond for the.
Oh, see, she's giving him a split bond. Some of it is going to be signature. Some of it is going to be a good. He's going to have to pay 10% on the good part, and the signature part he's going to be able to sign and walk out the door. But we continue.
Jail for the fair evasion, $1,000 for the willful obstruction. That's a surety bond, and a $2,000 surety for the simple battery. So that should equal that $3,500 split. He is to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim and comply with any suspensions, and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Is there anything further?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing for defense, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Stewart.
Yes. Best of luck to you, sir. Don't be trying to kiss the police down at the train station. Oh, God. And this dude turned out to be a criminal trespasser too, y'all. I didn't even know that. That I didn't even know. I must have missed that when I looked at it earlier. He is also a criminal trespasser. But let's be honest here, man. I mean, if you're to the point where you've done something and the people done called the police on you and they don't want you there anymore, just stay your ass away from there. Just stay away. How hard is it to stay away from somewhere where you are not wanted? How hard is that? When you look at some of the Negroes up here, it seems like it's pretty damn hard, doesn't it? Because they will not stay away. Some people, they return to places multiple times. Just keep getting arrested at the same place for the same thing. These people have to be suffering from UMI. Undiagnosed mental illness. Like I believe a lot of people are. But see, what happens is no one cares that these people are mentally ill until what they do rises to the level of criminality. Only then does something get done. And usually that's the wrong thing getting done. Because locking them up is not the answer. Why do you think they keep going back to that same place after being locked up multiple times? Locking them up ain't the answer. It's not stopping them from returning, is it? Protection orders and suspensions and criminal trespasses, all of that. But for some reason, they still return. Being somewhere where they clearly are not wanted. But that's all. I appreciate you good folks, man, coming through, man. As always, you could have spent your time anywhere. You decided to spend it here with T.P.O.T, and it is appreciated. I don't take you good folks lightly, man. I never have and I never will. You got my word on that. So, with that, I will leave you good folk with 3 words, you know, like I always do. Open your mind. Peace, folk. Only from T.